Welcome back and Happy New Year, and hope everyone has had a very Merry Christmas. In this video we are gonna make a full city overview of the city to see what have changed since the last time we have made a full city overview, which was in June. So some things, or actually a lot of things, has happened. But let me show you. We are gonna start with the area that has seen the least change, but some change nonetheless. And that is the downtown area where we have all the modulars, most of the road plates, the town hall park, and pretty much just all the, most of the bigger sets are up here. The change we've done it up here is that we make kind of a layout change to make room for the 2025 modular, the Tudor house, Tudor corner, I think it's called. Can't actually remember. We have ordered, but it hasn't arrived yet. It's gonna be a couple of weeks, I think. It was backlog, or at least it was sold out, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit until we get it. But it's okay. It's worth the wait. So we changed pretty much the biggest change was that over here we now have 5 spots, 5 modulars, if we count in the one that we are gonna have for the new one. Before we had 2 and 2, so we had a road going up the middle. We've taken that out to make more space, which has meant that we have had to move it around a bit. Not that much, but still enough for me to show it in this video. Changed one house in the back, changed most of the houses, I think, over here. Made this into a corner with 4 corners instead of only 2. This is just a little bit rearranged. These 5 over here are the same. Also had to do, of course, some changes to the road plates because they didn't really fit the new layout, but that has been done. A good little change. I really like it, but not the biggest one. Let me show you what it is. To show you all the biggest change, I have to go all the way over here, because the biggest change is actually on the lower level. We have pretty much switched everything around. The only thing that hasn't really changed is the residential area over here, which has only been moved a little bit, or else everything has changed. But let's start in the back. At the back over here we have Mrs. Lunebrick's area, which isn't completely developed at the moment. She still needs to figure out how she wants it. So this is just most of the sets. She has a couple of other sets that she wants in. The Lion's Night Castle also need to be here. So we need to figure out, or she needs to figure out what to do down here. Before we had the Amusement Park, which was 4 base plates deep. Now this area is 5, and it is 7.5. Nope, 8.5. 8.5 base plates wide. So this area has become 1 by 8.5 base plate bigger than it was before, but smaller than what it occupied before. And I'm going to show you that. So this is the area with the most future amount of progress, I would guess. So need to figure out what to do here, or Mrs. Lunebricks needs to figure that out. The residential area over here, I said it hadn't really changed much. Still correct, and that is pretty much just because I said this was 4 before, and now it's 5 deep. So 1 base plate over here was where we also had the residential area before. So we had to put some up here as well. It works. I really think it works. I'm so glad that I now have a full cross in the city, or in the residential area. Before we only had the T-junctions a couple places, so I think this works. And with the residential area I also count this in. We still have the lake over here. This was a part of a bigger green area that was a half base plate more over here and about 1 by 1.5 base plate more over here. So the Quickie Mart was turned and switched that way, and it has now found its place all up against the wall where we before had a strip of green so that you can walk behind it. The train tracks as well has been moved from right up against the wall to out against the side of this. I think it works better. It does mean that we have kind of a strip over here that we need to figure out what to do. It is when Mrs. Lunebrix is going to need this area. I am going to do something about that. I think I'm just going to turn it into the wall over there, so it isn't going to be down there. But that would be for the next plans. I have moved further down the table to look at this or these areas. There are actually 1, 2, and maybe 3 if we count or if we compare it to how it looked before. Because before, all the way down to there, so over to this part and all the way up, was where we had Mrs. Lunebrix's area before. It is 13 by 4 base plates in size, but the problem with this was that, as you saw down there, she has quite a few of the bigger sets, and we have a little issue with this roof or ceiling, which means that the edge over there is going to be a little bit difficult to put bigger sets up against, and especially if we, as we've done over here, is going to mills plate it, because it's only going to raise it a bit more. So over here we chose to have I wouldn't say the smaller sets, but the areas where we could put in a bit more, I was about to say ground level, I think you know what I mean, without it looking weird. So the beach and the camping area, which originally was over here, has been put in there. And again, this is 13 by 4 all the way down there. We've split it up into about 3, 5, and 5 by 4, which is, I would say, a good size. I think that's a little bit bigger, but not much. So again, open up the water here, so it kind of looks like that there's water all the way down there and water all the way around here. So we could, if we wanted to, expand the table to all the way out here. We just need to be able to walk through there. It's not going to do that at the moment because we still have enough room, but we might do that at some point. Not the biggest change over here. We pretty much just took what we had in the old beach. Of course, did a new waterfront or a new coastline over here. But we also did make the river go around over here and all the way, or it's supposed to be, all the way down to the area down there. So it goes through the camping area behind the houses and has to have something over there as well. But going down here, seeing the camp area and the park area from another view, from another perspective, this has changed quite a bit since it was over here. Pretty much mostly with these dirt roads with brown plates instead of primarily having the green plates. We also, in the old ones, we also had this little path But now it has been more of a walking path instead of walking and driving path. So now this is mostly the driving path. We did try to work with a couple of these wedges. I didn't really realize that that these pieces didn't come in the bright green, but in other kinds of greens. So we had to figure out if we wanted to skip it all. We started doing it in the studio app. If we wanted to skip it all and start over with only bright green, or we wanted to incorporate the other greens. We did the lather, and I think it looks a lot better, and it really sums up the feel of going through a camping area where there is designated place for driving and for having fun and for walking and all these things. And as you can see around here, we have the continuation of this stream over the river, which goes all the way up here in front of this treehouse and all the way over here, and goes back to the back where we haven't done anything over here. Sorry for the lighting. We haven't done anything over here at the moment. That is also one of the things that we have to change. But a lot of thought, a lot of work have been put into this, and a lot of parts. I really don't want to have to guess how many parts we used. Just the flowers themselves is somewhere between 5 and 21 pieces per flower, and the trees as well, somewhere around, I would say 30 to 50 more if they have all these leaves on them. So a lot of parts have gone in here, and I absolutely love it. This area, the amusement park, is the one that I'm most happy about the placement, or where we took it from, because before it was all the way in the back over there, and now it is in the front. It has been put in a lot bigger space, because down there it was 4 by 8.5 base plate, but it also had the train line going all the way around. And because the train line at that point was coming from this hole over here and going all the way around there, and actually it also had a train line going this way, which we removed, up here and going in there. And it had to have a loop around, just like it has now. So you can go all the way around the amusement park, but it's also a part of a bigger, in this case, oval, where before it kind of looked like a, what would that be? A P. So it went all the way up here, and this way it actually went in there. So it was, I think this is bigger. It's a bigger train line, but it doesn't have a lot of these curves, or this one doesn't have a lot of curves. That's the other one have. But I really like this because we can get the train in the front, and we can, more importantly, we can get the amusement park in the front. So 4.5 by 8.5 with these corners, which take up a lot of space, and now it is 7.5 by 5, I think. So it is bigger. I think it calculated to about 42, something like that, where it down there only was about 34, and with less mist space, or less wasted space would be the better word, from the train line down here. It also have meant that we can now put the roller coaster and the Ferris wheel on this side. Before it had to go this way. So down there it was pretty much just 2 rows in front of each other, so you were looking in on them. And now it is a U shape. There's still a lot of room for extra sets We just, of course, need to redo it, but we can do it. That is the most important part. There's an open space in the middle. There's space down here where we put in a lake with a little dock on it. This is not where it's supposed to be, but absolutely one of my favorite spaces. We also did the new entrance for the amusement park, which we call LouneTown. And for the avid viewer of our city, you already know, or you can see that the colors are the ones from our logo. So Looney is spelled as it is in our logo, and Land has used the first 4 colors in bricks. So a nice little detail, which I'm absolutely stoked about. Of course, there has also been changes to some of the cars and people and minifigures and a few trains, but one of the better ones, or the ones I am happiest about, is this one. This is the downtown tram line, I think it's called, which originally comes with 3 carts. So the front and the back, and one of these 2, I can't remember which one. It must be the one with a sticker on. So this one. This one is the original, and we have put in these 2 as well. So now this battery cart and motor cart makes it go around the city. A small thing for some, a big thing for us. So not a part of an area by itself, but a big part of what we have done. That was all that we have done in this city, or the bigger things at least, since the last full overview in June. I know that we don't have what a lot of people would call a small city. It is quite large. It's not in any way the biggest. There are a lot of cities that is a lot bigger, but we are very happy with this size, and we are happy with the progress that we have made. But we still need, I've said it a lot of times, and I really mean it, because we are getting so much great I was about to say information, so many great ideas. Please tell us if you have any ideas of what we should do. I have done a lot of them, and I will keep on. But if you have an idea what to do, if we can use an area a little bit better, or we should change bigger things, or we should get one obscure set to put into the city, please comment. It really helps us. I haven't done it yet, but I got a suggestion in the last one that I should remove all of these small lights in the downtown area, and I think I have to agree that it would be better. I do really like when I turn off the light and you can see the glow on that little. Is it just a self-glowing white 1x2? But I really like that. But I must say I think I agree in that it looks a little bit weird when we also have these. Yeah, my dogs again. When we have these lampposts from the modulars. But these are some kinds of the ideas that we get from you and suggestions. So please give us a lot more. That was all for this first video of the year. Definitely not the last one. We still have a lot of things that we can do up here. We hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have, thank you very much. If you haven't, nothing really much I can do about it now. So please like and subscribe, and please comment a lot. And until next time, bye.